For what reason did my 5-year-old little girl have to die of cancer? Why did that 12-year-old little boy have to get shot in the crossfire of gang violence? Why did my grandson have to overdose? For what reason? Why is it that my husband gave his life for this country but came home and can't play with his kids because his legs are gone and can't even speak to us because he's brain dead? Why did she give up? Why did she have to kill herself? Why did I have to be born into poverty? Why does the definition of me serving my country involve me going and killing people and coming back like this? Why do I have to be so fat? Why do I have to have these terminal illnesses? Why did my father choose a life of prison over just being a dad to me? Why can't I just be awake and okay with myself without having to drink or drug? Oh, it's all in God's will. Everything happens for a reason. But what reason? I know some of you scream the same question, man. We all have those things that we ask, why? Why could this happen, and what reason is there for it? These are all things that I've either experienced or I've witnessed, heard of. You know, this is all something, things we go through, man. It's the world. But see, please stick with me, because I think that I could actually shed a little bit of light on this and really help a lot of people. Because, I mean, at one time, you know, with me having my whys, what reason am I have to go through this? Why is my head like this? Why do I have to think like this? I sat and stroked a pistol before thinking about why so hard. And if there isn't an answer to why, then maybe I should just kill myself. I know there's a lot of people out there that have similar thoughts about certain things, so let's talk about this a little bit. When Haley and I took a trip not too long ago to Newport Aquarium, for example, we started here, and I had no clue what was up through here, so we used the GPS, right? Our destination was right here. Now, the GPS had no intention of us going over here or over here, right? If we followed the perfect plan intended by the GPS, we would have gone straight to our destination and not had no problems. And exactly how it was, right? But see, then halfway through, other things started happening. The chaos of the world. We're in a foreign area. Things we don't understand. Places we've never been. There's other people around, other cars. You know, like the world, for example. It throws you off sometimes. So what do? We're imperfect. We have free will, and we're not perfect. So we take a wrong turn. Now we're over here in a gray area that the GPS did not intend for us to be, right? But what did it do? It immediately rerouted and gave us a way to get out and still make it to our destination. It slowed us down. We were in places in frustration, you know, but we still got there. You see, I know that there's good and evil, and I know that our God has a perfect plan for us. God doesn't intend or create these bad things. Our imperfections, our free will gets us into these places. You see, it's just like that GPS, it intended us to go straight to our destination. But then mine and Haley's minds, being corrupt or distracted by the world, we ended up making a wrong turn. The GPS, God, didn't intend for us to make that wrong turn. What God does is reroutes and redeems the actions that we take. Impurities in our food, substances that we put into our body. Over time, the genetic makeup of our pollution and everything, it allows our bodies to be susceptible to things like cancer. You know, God didn't do that. Our actions over time did stuff like that. Because of our greed, wanting to go into a land and take something, because of somebody else is not wanting to be able to share with us, inability to see, hey, I want to see where you come from, you see where I come from, so we don't have an argument and split groups and then have war. War was accumulated because of our decisions, our inabilities to be able to see eye to eye with other people. And then you have soldiers come home that are blown apart. You have broken families. You have obesity. Our DNA is corrupt. It's all as a result of free will. It's all as a result of God having a perfect plan for us, but we take turns, right? When I'm sitting in a room and I hear this man, after all these years later, that he had gotten really drunk, he's in a bad mind frame, bad sin in his moment. A lot of us has been that. Doesn't make you a horrible person. And when he was drunk and raging, he was in a vehicle and he wrecked the vehicle and killed his wife and his daughter. And he's able to sit there and be okay. I'm just like, man, what? How? And he said, man, if I wanted to kill myself. I almost did. And a couple times I would have if I was not in prison. I actually had a gun, but what good would I be dead? What good would I be? How would I be making anything better? How would I make that situation better by making it worse by taking myself out and not doing anything? He said, because I can sit here now and I can sit across from somebody who's sitting there thinking the same exact way that I was when I really hurt somebody in my wrong mindset. and tell them, like, look, that doesn't define you. You define who you are by your next action. Your horrible, horrible story, the horrible things you did can be redeemed, and then you can sit in my seat and tell someone else that there's still hope for you in your life. You see, because the fact is that nothing can be changed once it's done. We don't intend for these things to happen. Nobody plans to kill their daughter and wife in a drunken rage. Some people do, I guess, but it wasn't intended then. So, instead of taking yourself out, live a life of sharing with others and giving hope. And it blew my mind, man. Redemption. When I go into a room and I'm sitting there sharing my story, some of the things that I've been through, some of the horrific things, if I stay in my little bubble and dwell in those things, there is no reason for those things. I'll never be able to see good through them. But if I can share my experience, my strength, and the hope that it can be made out, I look across and I see another young person's eyes or an older person's eyes, and I see light come into it. Hope comes back, knowing that they can make it back to their destination, even though they've made wrong turns. We've got to understand that it's not the GPS. The GPS, our God, it wants us to have a perfect, amazing life, but the fact is we have free will, and if we didn't have free will, if God stopped murder, disease, all these other things, he would have to stop all bad. Lies, cheats, just little things. And if everything was stopped according to free will, we would be robots. We would have no individual personality or perspective on life, and we would all be robots, just mindlessly going through life. You see, the condition of the world is in our hands. With each decision that we make, whether to dwell on something that's already happened and is concrete and can never change, or to take what it is and look forward and look at the other people around us that made the similar mistakes or in similar situations that they're going through. They might not have even done anything, but they're suffering the results of it. For example, a 5-year-old little girl dying from cancer. There's nothing that parent did or that child did, but it's the result of genetic defects, and over time, it's not God. But see, like, we can do something today by simply being healthy, simply being kind, being willing to hear somebody else's perspective. Things like that have a ripple effect, and they change the whole entire world and our future. Share this and understand the power that we actually have. And know that no matter what it is that we're going through, don't be mad at a God for doing it. Be grateful to that God that we can redeem it and we can help somebody else with our story. One of you women out there watching this right now that has a soldier that's gone. Your husband's dead because he served our country. Thank God you had the time with him. And thank God that you now have a story that you can go and tell another woman and tell her, hey, it's going to be okay. And give her hope that she can still have a happy life without him. Knowing that, what his intention would be for us to be happy and to honor his sacrifice by living free. Time is the most precious commodity known to man. Choose wisely how we use it. Let's work together and change this world so that in our future, our children and their children, the place can be a little bit better left to them. Let's leave this place better than we came into it. I think it's our responsibility, privilege, if you will. Thank you.